our entire universe literally shut down.
It's an industry worth £10.8 billion a year to the UK economy. But the lockdown has caused arts venues to close, events to be cancelled, and left thousands of jobs at risk.
It was sort of like falling off a cliff.
Artists have taken to the streets to demand more help in the crisis. And the government has promised a £1.57 billion rescue fund. But for some performers, there are missed opportunities that simply cannot be replaced.
I allowed myself to be pretty depressed.
I think everybody's just trying to do the best that they can right now.
It's very tricky to see how a lot of musicians can carry on having sustainable careers.
What is the point in anything without art and laughter and joy?
Hi, I'm Eliza Shad. I'm a musician and a songwriter based in the UK. I feel like 2020 felt like my year.
I guess I knew right from the start. Nothing you could say or do is ever gonna penetrate my heart. Guess what I like was
I really felt like everything had started coming together. I had a new record that came out in January that I was really proud of, and it's doing really well with streaming, and I also had a UK tour booked with our biggest ever headline tour, and the culmination of which was to play here at Scala. This job and this career is often about momentum, and I had it. Actually, I got ill during the tour, and I spoke to a doctor. They said it wasn't COVID. We carried on touring, and the next day I just couldn't sing. I was coughing so much. And then the next day the government said, if you're coughing, then you have to stay home for 2 weeks. So the whole rest of the tour got cancelled. All the festivals cancelled, and I've been home basically ever since, like the rest of the country.
On average, musicians have lost £11,300 from cancelled gigs since March 2020. Many have had to find new ways of performing live.
I actually put on a live stream show with the supports who were due to play with me here at Scala on the day that Scala was supposed to happen, just as a way of thanking the audience who were due to come, and the supports as well who, you know, had been looking forward to it. And it was so fun that I've done it every week since. So I think I've done 35 weekly live streams since then. They're just free little things I've tried out, new songs. It's been quite an interesting document, I think, of my temperament week by week, because sometimes I've had a very productive week and it's a very cheery live stream, and sometimes I'm just inconsolable about the state of the music industry and it's quite dark. It's very tricky to see how a lot of musicians can carry on having sustainable careers. Everyone I know is in so much trouble. So many people are going to have to find other work, and so many albums aren't going to get made, and especially so many kind of marginalised voices who don't receive the support that maybe richer musicians do. That's going to have a detrimental effect on the music that we produce and the incredible industry that we're lucky and proud to have enjoyed so far.
My name is Lily Phillips and I'm a new stand-up comedian.
Everybody! It's Lily Phillips!
My 2020 this year was supposed to be a lead up to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Hey guys, I'm Lily.
As you're starting out as a new comedian, one of the milestones is creating an hour-length show. I was selected for the Pleasance Reserve. They nurture you to develop your hour and then perform at the Edinburgh Fringe. And yeah, hopefully I would have got opportunities from that. That was just kind of tunnel vision, just all I was thinking about all the time.
Hi everyone.
I was probably not very fun to be around. You can ask my boyfriend that. It was upsetting because I think I'd finally found something that I definitely wanted to do. I was on the way to hopefully making a career out of it, and then it all stopped, and it was hard to know where to turn, really.
78% of comedy venues are facing closure in the next year. Many comics have turned to online videos and podcasts, but nothing is quite the same as a live performance.
I just did a couple of outdoor gigs in what I can only describe as a thunderstorm. And normally, before any of this had happened, we would cancel. We would say, this is not a pleasant experience and it's not worth it in terms of listening to these jokes. But now everyone just stays. Nobody left, even though it was quite risky, and I think the tent was about to fall down, but they just stayed anyway because we're just desperate.
I've been Lily Phillips. You guys have been great. Have a great night. Bye.
What is the point in anything without art and laughter and joy? I mean, what is the point? Why are we all fighting for anything if we're not gonna, strive to have a nice time and enjoy our lives? And that's what art is. That's what it's all about.
Even without a pandemic, making a career for yourself in the arts is a challenge. And for recent graduates, it's become more difficult than ever to find work. These students are rehearsing for a socially distanced play. They rehearse in masks, and some of the cast have even moved in with each other and formed bubbles.
I think it's just adapting. I've been really enjoying it though, to be fair. I don't think it's taken away from the experience. If anything, it's made it more of a challenge for sure, but I think the reward is going to be so much greater when we're able to get up in a space and actually perform.
I think everybody's just trying to do the best that they can right now, and that's okay. Everything's a bit slower than it used to be, but that doesn't have to entirely be a bad thing.
An actor's career is uncertain, but it's exciting, and I think especially with these changes to the world, I think it sort of takes off the burden out of us a little bit to feel a bit more relaxed. No one is certain anymore, and no one knows what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to be at the end of the tunnel. Do you know what I mean? So we're all in the same boat, really, and I think that's given me a bit of relief.
Between March and October 2020, there were nearly 7,500 redundancies in theatre and live events.
Hi there, I'm Victor Lirio. I am a theatre director. What was supposed to happen to me in 2020? I had a job. I was on Tom Morris's new production of Semmelweis with the great Mark Rylance. Two of my heroes. I had those posts that possibly could have led to other jobs. And because of the pandemic, our entire universe halted. Our entire universe literally shut down. I started exploring a more composite form of a live theatre performance using film, using camera, and the internet, which is kind of exciting.
Eat it fast.
Technology allowed me to create, to use, to discover and explore. We started reading it just flat. There's a script.
Hello? Who might I be talking to? Hello?
It's me!
Oh.
And then we added physical reality, and we added some virtual blocking, and it was really cool. It's like building blocks of, you're building your own set of rules, you're creating your own set of rules rather in this new form. Theatre artists and artists in general have always found new ways to create, and I think it's not going to be any different.
Hi, I'm Ella Taylor, pronouns they, them. I'm a freelance classical soprano, and I'm an alumni of the National Opera Studio, which is where we are right now. I'd kind of envisioned 2020 as being my year. I was supposed to go to Glasgow to sing with Scottish Opera. I was supposed to come back down to London and work with the Orchestra of English National Opera at Cadogan Hall as well. and we were supposed to just do lots of auditions for very important people, you know, opera houses, agents. So instead of my supposed jam-packed schedule for 2020, I took a beat. I allowed myself to be pretty depressed about the whole situation, which I think is fair enough. I was lucky because I was still a young artist at the National Opera Studio. They organised a load of coachings for us, all via the magic of Zoom.
I can play some stuff if it helps, but it obviously will be off rhythmically. But yeah. If it helps to play chords between, I can do that.
It basically involved me stacking up a lot of books on my dining room table to make sure that my laptop was head height. Because I have to stand up to sing. We want. I do think freelancers have been overlooked. In the world that we live in, freelancers who experience racism, disabled freelancers, queer freelancers, fall through the cracks even more because employment was kind of scarce enough as it was, and now there's no employment, so it just makes it even more difficult.
The lockdown has taken its toll on performers from across the arts. More than a third of musicians have considered quitting the industry, and even more comedians have thought about the same thing.
I'd definitely be lying if I said that I hadn't thought about leaving the industry more than a few times.
Most musicians have gotten to where they are by being tenacious and not ever giving up.
Let me quote Churchill. He said, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." So this is actually an opportunity for us.
It never crossed my mind. So I guess I'm just going to keep going.
My hopes for the future would be to hopefully continue to be the most authentic version of myself and of the artist that I am, and to have a lot of fun singing some real cool stuff.